Welcome back to Deb's Artsy Life. Excuse the glasses. I just went outside. My husband's out there mowing, and it is so gorgeous outside. It's warmed up. But anyway, I just filmed episode 32, and it was about my art. And I promised that I would film a video about crochet and knitting, a separate video. So hopefully, before the video's over, my glasses will go back to normal. But I'm going to start the video here on the couch where I crochet and knit, and then I'm going to switch it over and go in and show you my yarn closet. So the reason I'm starting in here is so that I don't have to carry all my projects that I'm currently working on back to the yarn closet. So one thing I started is this gorgeous little baby blanket for the new baby. This is the Loops and Threads yarn in this. It's a carousel twist, and it's from Michaels. It's the Michaels brand, and this is the colorway Sailor. And I'm just knitting. What I did was I started knitting these. It's the Grandma's dishcloth. Grandma's dishcloth, and it's a variation of Grandma's favorite dishcloth. Grandmother's favorite dishcloth. This pattern's by PJ Allen. She's on Ravelry as PK Jewelry. I think I just Googled maybe or something, but I got this and printed it off and made, I love this little dishcloth. This was the first one I made. It's not perfect by any means. I've started another one, and I don't know where it is, but anyway, I think it's in another bag in the sunroom. So what I did, I enjoyed that so much that I decided to knit a baby blanket with that same pattern, just making it bigger. So I'm working on this. I've been working on it for over a week, or about a week, and you see how small it is. It just really takes a lot of time, but I'm enjoying this. And, you know, the baby's not coming until June, so I've got some time. And I got real discouraged on this sweater. This is, and I'm at kind of a weird place to show it to you, but this is the sweater that I'm knitting for my daughter. This is the bottom, obviously, and the way it's on my needles right now, I can't spread it out. It's not in the round, it's worked flat. There's the Anyway, what happened was I started this in my last video. I think it was episode 31, last video before today. I had started it, and you know, because I'd never worked with such large needles and this big twist party yarn, I'm not very organized, and I apologize. But anyway, this is the big twist party, and this is Heartland, this solid color. Line Brand Heartland. And I never worked with such large needles with just worsted weight yarn. Not knitting needles anyway. So the first one I did was kind of wonky. Well, I had been working on another project that was stockinette stitch with garter stitch border. And so when I started knitting on this one is just purls on one side, knits on the other. You know, it's just stockinette all the way across. There's no border. And I got confused, and I was doing the knits, and then I started purling. Anyway, I had knits where I should have had pearls and pearls where I should have had knits. And so I wasn't happy with it, and I wanted to pull those out and fix it. Well, in doing that, I made the awfulest mess you've ever seen. And so I got so frustrated, and I put it away, and I wasn't going to do it. And then I started all over. I just started all over. And I love it now. I absolutely love the stitches. I love the color combination and the solid color ribbing. And so, but also what I did is I learned I don't ever want to pull out all my stitches again in knitting. I want to tink is what they call it, and it's knit spelled backwards because you're unknitting each stitch, one stitch at a time. You're unknitting, and that's how I want to fix mistakes from now on. And I watched a video on YouTube on how to do that. So now, if I make a mistake, instead of pulling out the whole project and trying to insert my needle back into it, I'm just going to tink it or unknit it. So I learned a new skill, and hopefully, I can make some progress on this. I've kind of put it to the side because I started that blanket and I've got a million projects going. This is one of the bags I made recently, and I haven't sewn the ends in, but I'm using it anyway. So I'm working on that. Okay. I also, um, in episode 31, I talked to you about using my, I guess you'd call it bougie yarn, my hand dyed, hand spun wool that I had purchased at a fiber festival. Well, it's been stored up in my yarn closet in this little bin, and I got it out, and this is the joining. Well, I've got too many project bags in here. Chick Sheep by Marley Bird is what this is, okay? They've discontinued it, I think, but the centers are the hand-dyed, hand-spun. So what this was going to be is a table runner. I started making things for my office because this is too scratchy really to wear against your skin. It could not be a scarf, I don't think, unless you, I guess it could be, but anyway, I made this mandala, and I'll try and stick a picture of it in here. It goes on a little table at work. I kind of rearranged my office, and if I can't insert the picture here, I'll insert it at the end, but I'll try and get it in there so you can see the mandala. But it's at the office, and this was going to be a table runner to go on the other side of the office on a table, but then I moved the table and decided not to do it. So this is just kind of hanging out until I decide to finish it. I'm going to put a few more squares. I think I've got 6 more squares to attach. And then I need to sew in the ends and put on a real pretty border. And then it'll be, just a little table runner. Just something pretty to brighten up the space. I don't know what I'll do with it, but you could even, throw it across the foot of your bed. So I've been working on that, and I've kind of come to a standstill. I've also been doing this. I picked it back up. I started it a long time ago, and I showed this in episode 31 too, I think, or maybe the one before. I had crocheted this border with this yarn, and it was so ugly. So I took that out, and I've been doing more rainbow stripes. I'm on green, and then it'll be blue and violet. But I don't know, maybe I'll use that for the new baby or donate it. Just having fun, really. Okay, and then in this bag, I've got, ooh, that's a big bag. But I've got the yarn that I'm using for my daughter's sweater, and then I've got a sweater that I'm working on in here that I just kind of stopped on. And then I've got another 2 granny squares that I want to make into a sweater. So this is the one finished, and then here's where I've gotten with this one. So you can see I've got quite a bit more to do. And then I'll join those together and add to the bottom of it with granny stripes, and then add the sleeves. So one day, I'm in no hurry because I'm just not. So that's kind of been thrown off to the side for a while. Now, I don't know if you remember this circle that I started. This was going to be my spread, my mandala for the table at work, but I decided to use the more expensive yarn. So I kind of stopped on this right about here. And to me, it looks like a sombrero. So I don't know if I'll even finish it. But there's my mandala, and this is the mandala that I did the tutorial on of how to do a flat circle. So those are my works in progress that are in the living room. And now I'm gonna pause the video and switch into the yarn room. Not yarn room. I don't have a yarn room. I have a yarn closet. So I'll meet you back in the yarn closet. I hope this is working. I had this thing on my computer that said to do something to get the microphone to work. Anyway, here's my yarn closet. Okay. I'm trying to, uh, as you can see, I'm going to move so you can see it. It's a mess. It goes all the way up two more shelves, I think, or up here. Let's tilt it. Yeah. So that's the top. I've got bins, project bags. This is my big twist over here. And let me see if I can show you the corner of it. That's the big twist. And then I've got just random. I've tried to do like a rainbow, starting with purple, red, and going over to blue. And then down on the bottom is variegated and cakes. So as you can see, it is stuffed completely full. And I hope I haven't made you completely sick. But anyway, I'm about as unprofessional as you can get here. But I just wanted you to see, I've just got so much going on. So much going on. I have amassed far too much yarn. But I've been meeting down at the art school with a group and crocheting once a month on the fourth Saturday. And that crochet is for charity. Like to donate what you're working on to different organizations in the community, like the hospital or hospice. So this is probably going to be like a baby blanket or a hospice blanket. But I've been working on that, and I've only been working on it during those meetings. So it needs to be about 36 by 36. So this is number 1. And this is the second one, number 2. And I just work on them, sporadically. And I'm using this gorgeous, I've shown this before, but this is the Yarn Bee Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky from Hobby Lobby in rainbow color. So I'm using that, and then just some Caron Colorama Halo and different solids that I have to go with it. So those two are in this big fat bag. And I just grab the bag from the closet whenever I have that meeting downtown. It's only a couple of hours, and it's only once a month. So, and last month, I took a big bag of scarves and shawls and maybe a blanket, different things that I had stored away, and I donated all those. So I'm not sure where they'll end up, but hopefully somebody in the community can use them. Okay, so this is the shawl I've been working on forever. I still just love it, but I've put it away because if I try to work on this and on Grace's sweater, kind of alternate back and forth, if I have both of them in the living room and I work on one night and one the other, then I get confused, and that's how I made a mistake on her sweater. So I'm putting this aside until I get her sweater done. And I don't like that mirror being there because you can see the back of me while I'm talking. Okay, you guys, I hope this is okay. I'm just all over the place today, but I really wanted to do a video and I've got some time. My husband's outside and it's been a month since I've filmed and I've been dying to show you this crazy closet filled with clutter. So down here on the very bottom, in the floor, I have got the two big bags of anti-peeling yarn. And I've shown those before. All this is the party yarn, and I told you I had a ton of it. This is the colorway Jelly Bean. I love it. I can't wait to use this. Just look at that. Let's see if it'll show up. Not focused greatly, but anyway, this is, let me see if I can get you closer. Hold on. I don't want to make anybody sick. Can you see right there all that variegated that it is Premier Basics Mosaic, and it is the new yarn from Michaels, and then on down there is the party yarn, and all that is a bunch of cakes, Ferris wheel, Karen. So I'm going to slowly bring you back over. Bear with me. I'm sorry. So anyway, that's my yarn closet, and it's a pretty big mess. I do have this project bag. With all these beautiful squares in it, I need to figure out something to do with. Got that pretty cake. I've just got a lot of yarn. And so I'm definitely going to try not to buy any more yarn for a while. I'm not going to say that I'm on a ban, but there's no way that I could ever use what's behind me in a lifetime. I have discovered that. I love this bag, by the way, and I would love to make more of these. I was trying to find, oh, here it is. This is what I wanted to show you, and I think I've shown it before, but I really need to get this out and create a bag like this with these squares. And then I also have a little flower that can go on it. So this is a project waiting to come to fruition, and there's just so many of those. But you see, the main thing here is color. I mean, it's obvious that I'm a color nut. So I did take some of the bags that I had made down to Chestnut Creek School of the Arts to sell them. And like I said, I took some things to donate. So I cleaned out some of the mess in here. This is full of, this is a big ball of cotton. It's one of those scrap balls that I tied, I tied the scraps together and rolled it into a ball. So this can be used for like dishcloths and things like that. And then this is a bag full of yarn that I want to make into bags. This is a mess. Yarn barf. This is the Serenity Chunky Candy in the colorway Raindrops. And then I have some Cotton Fair Bulky to go with it. And I want to put all these together and make one of these bags. Then I've got some Hobby Lobby yarn to make a different bag. And some solids to go with it. So that's what's in this project bag, is bag making yarn that I've already put, the color scheme together. And then I had just thrown this in there. I don't even know why. I've got cotton actually stored downstairs in the basement in a tub now because I had been just using acrylic, and with summer coming, I'll probably pull out that cotton and try to make some, I don't know, dishcloths or something. And if I were to do the Fall Into Art Festival, I would like to sell some of the dishcloths, maybe. I don't know. Um, I probably, I would also like to make some cotton bags. I've used acrylic mostly in the past, but cotton would be good, especially this summer, to work on some bags. So there's all my yarn, and for the most part, it's organized, but there's clearly more than I can use. So um, for at least a while, I've got to stop buying yarn. I've got to stop. So I'm trying. I'm trying very hard, but Joann keeps having these sales, and I keep hearing that Joann's going to go bankrupt, and I'm afraid all the stores are going to close, and I can't get any more big twists. So I don't know. Then I thought, if Joann's closes and I can't get any more big twists, life will not end. My life will go on. There will be other yarn. So it's okay. It's okay. But I bought all this Heartland a few years ago. I kind of went a little crazy and fell in love with it. I started these uh I started these squares, these circle. Oh, here they are. Well, no, this is another project that I started working on for the baby, for the first baby, Nolan, who's 2. Um, I've got all these squares that I could turn into a blanket, but it's just kind of sitting in the closet. But with all that Heartland yarn, I started making these circle in a square like this, except it was made out of pure Heartland. This is Hobby Lobby, and this is the Heartland Olympic. But anyway, I don't know where those squares are. I've stored them somewhere, and that's another project that needs to be dealt with. Um, and then there's this um, blanket that I was going to do for this room, and I don't like the color, so I've just kind of come to a standstill. But eventually I'll need to work on that. And I'll tell you something really disheartening, and that is that I'm getting a hole in my big queen size bedspread that I made. Um, it was made before I really learned how to secure the ends, very well, and how I learned to um, secure my rounds and my granny squares. So hopefully if I made another one, that wouldn't happen. Am I going to make another queen size bedspread? No. No, no, no. This will end up being a throw size. I do not want to make any more bedspreads, because if you get a hole in it, and see, we have Tucker, the dog, and so he likes to get on it and dig and get him out a nice little cozy spot. And if that happens and you get a hole in it, then what are you going to do with a huge queen size bedspread? I can take the one on my bed apart and maybe donate it to the animal shelter parts of it. I can take it apart, and there's different size squares. But anyway, that really upset me when I found that hole, and I don't know how to repair it. I know a lady that's in my knit and crochet group that meets at the library, and she can help me figure out how to repair it. So these are all the projects. I love this bag. I love these bags. Oh my goodness. So I'm sorry, guys. I can't get that bag hung back up. Anyway, um, I'm just going to move so you can look at all that variegated, beautiful yarn. As you can see, the inspiration for me is absolutely endless. I love a lot of people, and I've heard different podcasters talk about this. A lot of people will buy the yarn for a particular project, and that's how they work. That's not how I work. I'm visual, and so I buy the yarn in all the colors that I love, and then I get inspired by looking at it as to what kind of project I want to make with it. And, most of the time it's a bag. I love to make bags because I've always had a thing for tote bags, and I love using them. So when I look at all this yarn, it's just fun for me to come in here and open the yarn closet and just look at all of it because it's so inspiring and so beautiful. But I have tried to minimize what's in the living room a little bit. And this past week, I've only wanted to knit. I've not wanted to crochet. So I've been knitting on that baby blanket. And, knitting is a slow process, and I'm an impatient individual. And so I'm gonna have to learn to enjoy the process and not try to make the project go faster in knitting because I do enjoy it so much. Sitting and watching TV at night and knitting. So that's what I've been doing this week. That's all I've got, guys. I hope that I haven't been too all over the place in this video and that you'll be able to watch it without getting seasick. But I thank you for being here, and I hope that it won't be another month before I video again. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Happy crocheting and knitting, everybody.